as we say good morning and welcome aboard to Assistant Coach Paul Lacroix this morning. Morning, Paulie. How are you, man?
Morning, Ferg.
And Greg hanging around?
Yes.
Now, if you have issues with Paul, you can get him out of the way
I'd
right
like
now.
To talk
and
about
I told Paul I'd go easy.
I'd like to talk about a Pee Wee tournament in Campus Casey one time. Of course, Paul coached my son on defense quite a few years.
Here we go. The angry father and the coach sitting side by side now.
I think Greg got teed up twice that game.
So, Paul, Mark's away at the Junior A Challenge. How are you handling Jed and you behind the bench?
We're getting through it.
It's, JD with you as well?
Johnny D, yeah. Johnny's a great guy.
So,
what's your responsibilities, Paul?
I work the D, so change the defense, and Jetty has the forwards.
All right.
So have you messed with the pairing since Mark left?
No, we've kept it the same.
Don't forget he's watching on Fast Hockey.
Oh,
too.
I see.
You
Okay.
can't do too much.
You're called down to the bench like George Steinbrenner. Are you taking him off as fast as you did my son's team when you were coaching there?
My back's broken already.
So what happened last night? By looking at the game sheet and reading Thomas Perry's story in the Timmins Press, sounded like Timmins got out of the gate and jumped on you guys, put a lot of pressure on you guys early last night.
Yeah, they've got some speedy forwards. They come at us with a lot of speed on the forecheck, and there was definitely an adjustment period.
Then they got two late goals, Paul, in the first period?
They did. It looked like we might sneak out of there 1-0, and two late ones hurt us.
Well, it's kind of weird in that there's 3 goals scored in the last 2 minutes of the first period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then a quick one in the second.
And then some penalty issues in some I don't know if it's lack of discipline, but a whole lot of time spent in the box. So the second period looked like it was a special teams period.
Yeah, it was an odd period. Actually, we took, I think, 8 minors.
Wow.
It's funny, Paul, you struggled in Timmins a little bit this year. Beat them quite handily at home, 8-1 back in November.
8-1 and 9-4.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a different barn. It's tough to play in, or at least we have a hard time there.
Oh, and they also had their teddy bear toss last night. Did you get hit with anything when they scored? Or?
I never thought of that. If fans throwing the bears at the opposing
They
team.
threw a G.I. Joe at me.
They threw a G.I. Joe.
So with Mark away, are you running the practices then, Paul?
Yeah, actually, Johnny's done a few by himself. He's done very well,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
And the guys are responding to you.
And that's
guys?
former player Jonathan Dion, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, John knows Mark's practice well, actually, being a player. He
exactly.
played for him in midget as well.
Okay. So you got 2 games left before the Christmas break this weekend, so I guess it would be nice to finish this up on a good note before everybody disperses for a while, huh?
French River tomorrow night, then tough one in Powassan on Saturday.
Yeah, Powassan's got a good club.
So, do you? When Mark is here, he does the game plans and whatnot, and I guess a bit of that would be on you guys while Mark is away. Do you have time to make a bunch of it? Like you're playing basically 3 games in 4 nights. Do you have time to make adjustments as you go?
Yeah, Jetty handles that. Actually, Jetty's very keen with that.
Okay.
Good X and O guy.
Oh, yeah?
So he's always prepared.
All right. And the vibe in the room, is it different with you guys when Mark's not around, or is it basically same kind of mood around the team?
I noticed guys like Wolf, Lamont become a little more vocal.
Okay. Which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
You know, when the leader's away, the leadership group in the room has got to take a little more ownership of it, right?
How are the Hester brothers fitting in, Paul?
You know what? They are intelligent players.
Yeah.
The old Alex
The
is
older
the older
one?
one.
Yeah.
Great shot.
Mm-hmm.
I like both their compete level. They may need to get used to practicing every day, that sort of thing. But, we're quite happy with them.
Hey, when you mention practicing every day, we've had a couple of guys now. There's a handful of guys played in the Junior B League, various Junior B Leagues around the country last year. Is that the biggest adjustment for them, getting on the ice every day? Because I know those Junior B teams don't. Sometimes they only practice twice a week.
Yeah, I think the play's a little different, too.
Okay.
I think it's refereed a little different.
Yeah, chances are too.
How
right?
so, Paul? What do you mean?
I mean, you look at the score sheets. I think there's a little more fighting. It might get a little more aggressive in the GOJHL.
Yeah.
I kind of hear that along the way.
Huh. And I've heard that about Mazzucato practicing every day is different for him too, right?
Yeah.
He's had to adjust to that, you think?
Actually, when Victor he was hurt a few weeks ago, and Maz was the only goalie in practice, and he took 1 million shots
You
for
wore him
3
out.
days. Actually, I think he benefited from that. He looks a little more solid since then, to be honest.
Yeah, and you see the confidence level rising in the kid almost on a daily basis too, which is nice to see.
Yeah, he's. I coached him in Bantam. He wins at every level.
Yeah.
So.
Good kid.
I always said he made Robert look like. You got no comment on that, Paul?
Well,
Someone's got to.
Every coach is a genius when you got an all-star gooltender, right?
Made Robert Allen look like a perennial genius, that's for sure.
Oh man,
In his own mind.
7:42. So the Miners move on to French River to play the Rapids tomorrow night. Then on the road in Powassan on Saturday night. Then it's the Christmas break. How long the boys off for?
Oh gosh, they report back January 4th.
January
Wow.
4th. Yeah. Right on. So nice break for the kids and the coaching staff as well.
You missed the reffing, Paul?
Not a whole lot.
No, eh? No?
Not when he's got to deal with guys like you.
I never said a word about his reffing,
You just whisper as he skated by, right?
but I know he did quite a few games for sure, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and like you were reffing in the NOJHL
Yeah.
long before we had a team.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But you don't miss it.
No, it's time to move on.
7:43. Thanks for doing this, Paul. Assistant Coach Paul Lacroix of the Gold Miners in studio with us. On behalf of everybody here at the radio station, all the best for the holiday season. Merry Christmas to you and your family and the Gold Miners family in general as well. And hopefully everybody's asking for a long winning streak from Santa for the new year.
Right on. Thank you.
Well, we
Mary.
might win the Mr. Personality does winter carnivals with our coach staff now. I got Jed and him behind the bench.
Oh, I know. As long as the grumpy one's out of town,
Holy
we're
cow. Refs are hugging you. And... hey?
good. Thanks for doing this, Paul.
Right on, thank
Have
you.
a great day, man. Paul Lacroix.
Way to go,
joining
Paul.
us. Pinch hitting for Coach Mark Lafleur this morning, who's still down in Southern Ontario at the World Junior A Challenge. 7:44.